guys, I'm Skid.
And I'm Jizzy, and we're from Love Hate here in London.
I wrote Blackout in the Red Room on a flower corner in Compton.
It was a desperate, kind of a suicidal, outlaw time in our lives, and a lot of the songs sort of stemmed from the urgency, not to get a deal, but just like to get through the next day. Soul House was the place that it was a building in downtown LA off of Skid Row that we rented and spent like 4 years living there and rehearsing there.
You know, there was times where we had no water and we'd have to collect rain from the buckets to flush the toilet.
And each of us were allotted shits.
You can't play every week and play the same old music because those same kids were coming to see us, so the onus was on us to change the act.
It made us fresher to come out with 10 new songs.
As a lark at first, and really as a joke at first, we started acting stupid and ridiculous on stage. And the stupider we became, the better people liked it. It's just a bit like coming out of the closet, you know. I've been a pothead since I was a young boy, and this good drug, bad drug society we're in, and the big brother looking over your shoulder saying, you can go spend $3 and get wasted on this, and that's okay, but if you want to do this, that's bad. You woke up blind. It's party time. They can't remember. This whole issue over this word fuck is so silly to me. It's so silly when I'm watching primetime television and I'll see 50 murders in the course of an hour or two. I'll see people being disemboweled or decapitated or shot in the chest or fucked up the ass or whatever. But don't say fuck because
that's bad.
Well, there's this story in America where this woman killed her kids and her husband and then herself because of some references from the Bible. And then, well, who do you sue then? Aren't saying much except that we are free, and a show like this kind of proves it.
We're the Atom Seed and we're in the Brain Club, and this is what it looks like inside someone's brain.
Yeah, why get MC? All the things they have to be. By the time passing out, all the things they could have found. Be a man, take a step, shake your body, free hands. You're not there, unstable, you know me. Free that people. Rip on!
I met Amir by accident.
Yeah, I used to work in a rehearsal studio, and Simon, they needed a drummer, and I was too embarrassed to ask for a long time, and then eventually I said,
So I said, yeah, come on in, and then Paul stumbled in after 25 David Coverdale's, and the Paul just came in and he didn't have to sing a note because it worked. Chris was
you're
more...
right, I didn't have to sing a note because I couldn't get in tune.
Rebel! Wednesday, gonna be I'm the thing that touches me. Checking out, listening out, five people make us down. Don't be weak, he has me, pop out. Don't be weak, he will fight, fight your fear. He go change the green, see that.
I love this kind of rave music and rap and stuff like that. But my greatest love was rock and roll, and I really wanted to mix the two for myself. When I met these guys with Simon and Amir, it was like, yeah, this is I'm allowed to do.
Rebel! 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 Now I want you to break my ear.
So when we started out a lot, like the metal press wouldn't touch us because we were hippie indie. We were hippie at wah pedal. And then the indie press or the more tabloids like Melody Maker and Me, they just said metal. So we didn't get a review for about 10 months.
Believe in yourself and you have a dream, and that dream will come true if you work hard enough towards it, you know what I mean? It's like the old ethic of like, oh yeah, I'd love to be on the stage doing what he's doing, you know, and if you really go for it, you can get up there. You don't have to be the world's greatest musician.
Oh, what is happening to me? You know, I gotta shoot up my Rebel! Rebel!
I personally failed about 35 auditions easily, got laughed at, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, he laughs as well at me, but so what? I got out there and I did it. That's the most important thing. I believed in myself to do it, and like the rest of the guys, you know. Just believe, and you grow and you do get better and better and better. So what if people laugh at you? So what?
We're survivors collectively. We believe that if we're going to be knocked down, then we'll always come back. I think the atmosphere will always be around for a little while yet.
Okay, come on. Rebel! Ha! Thank you. Sorry about the cameras.
This is Napalm Death on what we can say a Tuesday afternoon in Birmingham by the canal. As you can see, great setting, chuffed and weakened at the same time. Means I'm a totally happy person. I mean, when we're chuffed, you know we're chuffed. When we're pinged, well,
that's slightly chuffed.
That's like slightly like that's like you're not happy. You're pinging bad. Someone has pinged you. You know, they've pissed you off. Weakened, well, that is when you're like you're gone to bits.
You're ready for rhino charge.
You're ready for rhino charge. You know.
I was in Terrorizer. I was in a band called Righteous Pigs. We just sort of met them through like tape trading, I guess, magazines, and just writing and sending tapes and just saying like chuff with napalm and stuff like that.
Napalm was sort of, I guess, promoted in such a fashion that not forced down people's throats, but it was in places where, you know, people could see it, and they sort of thought, well, what's this, like the fastest band in the world, sort of thing, in quotes.
We sort of abandon musical standards. We don't write songs to, you know, the rock sort of format. I mean, I think we're pretty much the end of the line. I don't think you're going to get a band that's going to go more extreme than us.
My dad, he got me into this sort of thing, you know what I mean? It started from the early extremes like Motorhead and stuff. And my dad, like, he understands everything about Napalm, you know what I mean? He doesn't just like it just because, you know, I've taken active part in the band. He actually is into the music sort of thing, and he understands it.
My dad doesn't understand it. He never will.
Yeah.
He'll never understand it. Well, his comment is, turn it down, turn that bass down, that's stupid.
Yeah,
what sort of vocals are them? I'm getting more and more chuffed. I'm feeling something inside. I don't know what it is. It's like something wants to break out, but it's a chuffed feeling. So I'm so chuffed about everything, and I don't know what else I can say. I'm just bloody chuffed.
Grindcore's only it's a shame that things have to turn into fashion orientated. It's a shame. But there again, if this short period of time, people, whilst it's in fashion, listen to it and appreciate it and perhaps learn from it, because they haven't experienced it before. Even when this fashion goes, these thoughts, these feelings might stay. I mean, we're around from the early punk days, we were all punks, but it's still true to our hearts. And punk's not exactly fashionable now, but it's still in our hearts. You've got to progress with the times, musically as well as mentally.
You don't want it too accessible, otherwise people are going to hear it once and think, yeah, I've heard that, I know what they sound like. You need people to listen again And that way, the lyrics will come into play if they bother to take further interest. Just keeping the guitars at the right level of dirtiness, really.
If I write a riff, I'm never actually satisfied with it unless it actually makes me feel a little bit uneasy or something like that. Unless it evokes a real reaction in me, I can't see the point of playing it to people, really.
It's hard to progress, it's hard to sacrifice, but once you understand that what you give, you get back, it makes the giving more worthwhile. But having said that, that just works for me. For other people, find your own methods. Follow your method and achieve the result it serves.
I've been accused of all kinds of things in my time. Satanic is just one of them. Satanism could be selfism or humanism very easily. And this idea of actually worshiping the devil, okay, as opposed to worshiping Christ, you know, just turning that around, and anything that would be good would be bad, and then only in doing that, well, it may be right for some people. I don't see much logic in it. I don't find it to be very intelligent. I still find it having a master over the self. I think the planet is headed for quite an uproar. Both, well, really resources are getting used up at such a quick rate. We have such a population explosion, and I think actually I think the world is really starting to wake up in a lot of ways. This could be the subconscious, this could be the conscious. This is what you take in or what's given to you every day. And this is what you think in response deep inside to what you see. And this is the room that you have to live your life. And you can live your life as a complete raving lunatic and idiot, or you can live your life as a total mainstream flowing kind of person. And for the most part, I tend to live my life over here, but I know the rules of this game, and I can kind of float myself over this way and do what I need to, and then kind of go back to where I feel more comfortable. Kind of like walking through a cafeteria line. I could easily be a robot and go through with my tray and allow them to put on whatever they're going to put on and take that back and eat it and not think about it. And when I found out that I really didn't like some of those things, then I felt more inclined to go to a self-service place where I could put on my plate what I wanted and leave the rest.
the original sleeve had this sort of mock of the actual Ghostbuster 2 logo, with the ghost actually doing that instead of no, it's very
very witty.
Ha ha ha. 3 days or something like that before it was released, they got a very nasty letter off Columbia, and they already had like thousands of these sleeves. So what we did, we just that actual tour we did, we just got boxes of them, and at gigs we just chucked them out.
We couldn't sell them.
We couldn't sell them, so we just like said, who wants a sleeve? We're always out, usually at our gigs. Like, we're always like walking around, usually.
Yeah. If people really want to meet us that badly at gigs, you know, they should be allowed to. I can't understand why, but you know, we won't go and hide from people. It's as important, if people want to meet you, it's as important to go and meet them as it is to go and play the gig.
I was into like Motorhead, sort of the cliched stuff really. Iron Maiden, you know, new wave British heavy metal. I was there. When I was 12, my brand new blue denim with the glittery patches on. I was one of those little kids.
So was I,
believe it or not.
With the short hair, you know.
Oh, I had longer.
Well, it's your efforts, isn't it? My mum wouldn't let me.
I know. I once touched Steve Harris's bass at a gig. I did, I was that person. And I had a Dave Murray plectrum. Wow.
We still play with it.
Yeah.
That is those type of things that are important to you when you're at school, though, isn't it? It was great, you know, you go to gigs, you go down the front and come to school the next day all bruised and cut round your hips off the barrier and everything. Wonderful.
You knew you'd had a good time.
Yeah.
Decisions made each day, affecting everyone. Commercial growth is all that counts, not harming anyone. Invaded trust, ideals unjust, hides our reality. Visible truth, enslaving youth for useless vanity.
It can get a bit annoying sometimes when people go to your gigs just to dive and even push people, like, you know, push you out of the way, you know, so they can actually dive off, you know, like pedal boards are going all over, sounds are changing, and you spend
there's always one person who wants to jump off the monitors in the middle, and as he goes pushes the mic stand into my face, which I find incredibly nice. There's always somebody who kicks like that.
Incompetence and sickening greed, void of mentality. Abolish choice, death to the voice, dismiss it as a lie. You violate, then to create, keep smiling while you die.
And we did the Sabbath tour, and we took out Principal Security, and
that was incredible.
They were brilliant because they had their own barrier, and they set it up, and what they do is they'd let the kids, they wouldn't let them on the stage.
Not kids.
Damn.
People.
They'd let the people, the divers on. They wouldn't let them on the stage, but they'd let them dive off the barrier and like help them. And they used to get, you know, really beaten, you know, with like legs flying and everything. But they'd come out and go, "Oh, that was a good gig tonight." You know, on our new EP on the album sleeve, because half of it is live, the actual gig that we actually recorded it at, we asked everybody who came in to write their name down, and they can actually have their name on our inner sleeve.
We like to do sort of silly things like that. Like on the inner sleeve, there's like baby pictures of us when we were all sort of 2.5.
Because we're wacky guys, actually.
Yeah,
we are very wacky guys.
Yeah, as you can tell.
Frighteningly wacky.
My boat there, that one.
from Croatia. I'm sitting here in the backstage of the country club in a way. Actually, it's the 4th time we're over here, but you know, the 3rd time when we're on tour. Yeah, our audience got a lot bigger since the first time we came here. Recording is always, you know, it's always getting on my nerve because it's really hard. I mean, you gotta be real clean and you gotta be on time and, you know, you gotta be there. You know, it's really, sometimes it's really boring, you know, because you think you played great and then the producer says, no, you sucked. I mean, there are still a lot of people who just listen to the music and don't care about the lyrics at all. But also on the other side, there are a lot of people who like to read lyrics and like to get into it. You know, that's one of the reasons I like bands. You know, when I like a band, I like the lyrics and the music. Like, for example, you know, like Kate Bush, I like to hear lyrics and the music. I believe in the power, you know, of the whole thing, of the universe, you know. I believe that everything is one. So there's no person, you know, like this is God, he is God. It's like everybody's got a little bit of God inside. That's what I believe, you know. I don't see that thrash metal label as a limitation. I think we're a thrash metal band, but we don't want to be a limited thrash metal band, you know what I mean? Just because we're a thrash metal band doesn't mean that we can't, you know, like, do anything we want in that kind of music.
Hi there, I'm Mike Henry from Armed Forces, and we're filming on location down here in beautiful San Pedro. Eden was the musical high point of my life. I put together Armed Forces basically because I was so pissed off that I wasn't in Eden anymore, and I wanted to rub my band in some people's face. So, like when we recruited our new drummer, Dave Good, and he heard our tape for the first time, he walked up to me and he says, Armed Forces sounds like Eden pissed off. And that's a real good way of describing it. Armed Forces, our music is like, I would call it traditional power metal. It's the stuff that is in between thrash and it's in between commercial heavy metal. And our music is just kind of like a freight train that's going downhill that has no brakes. What an unsigned band from Orange County has to deal with is being from Orange County and not being from LA. That's the bottom line, is that the record companies say they want to come see you, but they want to see you in LA because it's too far for them to drive to Orange County. But the promoters in LA won't have you play because it's too hard for our fans to drive from Orange County to LA to go see us. In Orange County, we draw hundreds and hundreds of people. We sell out always. In LA, it's a whole nother story. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it, you know, and there was nothing that's gonna stop me.
Guilty! 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 Oh, you made me break my hammer! This asshole's going to jail. Ooh, it's gonna be rough.
Hi, I'm Chris Likens. I'm in the band Atrophy, and I play guitar and happen to write some of the songs.
And I'm Brian Zimmerman. I'm singer for Atrophy, and I write a couple of songs.
Actually graduated. I just received my degree last October, so I've got my Bachelor's of Science in Micro and a split minor in Chemistry and Physics. When I was writing the album, I was trying to think of subjects that a lot of bands were covering, and I mean, topical issues were getting all the rage among thrash bands. It seemed like 1 second bands were writing about Satan and murdering people, and the next second they're singing about saving the rainforest, which I find kind of lacking in conviction and integrity. So on this new album, we were really trying to find less issues and more personal statements. And so I'd gone through school, and I mean, I was aware of some of their animal experimentation. I mean, you really don't do any of it, but anyone's taken a psychology class has seen behavior patterning experiments on primates, or anything with a pigeon shocking them. We'll see how many times they can peck on a button and get a piece of bird feed. So I wrote this song basically because I wanted to do something completely different, and I wanted to make it kind of intentionally vague as to what the subject of the song was about. At first, you're not really sure if it's a human being or an animal, and so I wanted to make it much more emotional.
going pretty well. The album's selling pretty good.
Yeah,
And we're quite happy about it.
Yeah, Foundation, I guess Concrete said we're the #1 independent seller right now, and we're number 12 on the metal chart. So it's really great to have the opportunity to go on the road so quickly, you know, and really promote the album. It's been nice that we've been getting good press from the metal press, but we've also been getting a really wonderful press from, say, your standard city newspapers. So, thanks a lot. In Arizona, people are really starved for entertainment, and you really feel nice playing for people because they're very appreciative of it and they really enjoy it. There's not so much of a band scene there, you know. So it's really nice. I think Arizona's a great place to play in. It's not as cool as Seattle because there's not like 2 million bands coming out of there, but hopefully we can change that.
Listen, don't worry. I've been doing hair for years. It's going to look great. You asshole.
My name's David Wing.
And I'm Brian Corbin, lead guitarist.
And we're a Reverend. In North Hollywood, California, in our studio that's currently being renovated, and they're changing this, actually expanding as we. This is where we come to record both the EP and the LP. Right here at Amigo.
Come back, it's too late now. Seems to be like candles in the wind. They go, still strong. No one away. It's words made to feel bad for yourself.
When we decided to go with Dave, we were like, well, Howie is in Metal Church and Dave was from Metal Church. It was kind of an odd swap, but we had always looked up to Dave as a vocalist, and glad that he had taken the time to listen to mine and the bass player Dennis's songs, and it worked out really well.
They were calling me up going, come be the Heretics' new lead singer, and I was like, oh yeah, right, your singer joined my old band. I don't think so. A little too ironic for the kid, and so we decided to take a chance, gamble, and we let loose of the Heretic name.
Out in the cold sun is finally going down. Your life is worthless now, and you're gonna drown. Your hate spiked that tight and say, put the gun to your head and lost all that pain.
Yeah, we were partying kind of hardy there in Metal Church for a while right before I left. No big shakes. I had my problems with dancing with the white lady and whatnot. So for me, I had to make that was part of the clean break to Hollywood. I didn't need any more nights of doing this. Hello, Mom, Dad. Oh, I know it's 5 a.m. in the morning, but I love you. By the way, this is a test fuck. 1, 2, 3, fuck. Anyway, so these guys called me up and go, be the new Heretic singer. And I went, no way, your singer joined my band, and I'm joining you guys. We're going to do the wife swapping thing. Sorry, no. Then they were willing to give up the contract and say, look, do you just come in here and give it a shot, and we'll just go any direction you want to, as long as the music stays hard and heavy. I'm not going to say that buds aren't going to be they're not going to be a regular part of Reverend's touring recreational activities, but the beers and the betties definitely will be. And we will be packing the large Brady Bunch Econo family package of condoms with us. Anyway. Goodbye.
Welcome to your new home, baby. Surprise, surprise. You remember these boys.
Bobby Blitz sitting here in London. We're doing our first show here in 2 years tonight. Good story. We're loosening up with a little bitter. I guess you might say we're getting a little local color. We were doing stuff like the Dead Boys and the Sex Pistols and Iron Maiden and Riot and Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. So it was metal, but it was energy metal. It was the attitude of the 1977 second British invasion.
My reaction to Thrash, I think it burned itself out because it's just so fast a musician can play before, you know, it just turns into a wall of noise.
The song deals with, it poses the question of, do you care about the world you live in? If you care about it, things can be changed. We're dealing with things in 1990 like the Black Plague of the 20th century, which affects all of us, whether it's directly or indirectly. And you either care or you don't care. There's no middle ground on this whatsoever. Skull Crusher. Substance abuse, or maybe the reason I got my name. So it comes from personal experience. Basically, I turned up around one day and I said, I don't want to be crushed. I don't want to get myself in a position that I'm ever going to have something else have control over me. It's a song of choice, not a song of preaching. There's an epidemic of suicide in the country, and it's mostly from young kids. And if I can say there's nothing to die for, it's going to be greener around the corner for you, that if you keep your life together to this point at least, that things will definitely fall into place. The only reason I can say this is from experience. I've made it at least around the corner. So it means a lot more to me to sing about that than to sing about how hard my dick gets.
When I was in school, this is all I wanted to do. Just get out of school and play in a band. That was my only ambition. I still have nightmares that I wake up and I'm in school and that I have to take a test, or that I thank God every day I don't have to go back to school. But that you kids out there should go to school, though. I don't want to say anything negative. Highlight of my career to date was when Joey Ramone introduced us at the Megaforce party in New York. And Anthrax played, and Testament, and of course he was an idol of ours since way back.
I grew up with a lot of bands in New York that were like, oh man, you know, when we make it big, we'll never change. That's a bunch of shit. It usually doesn't happen that way. And most people change. Most people change. I haven't. He has. Elimination! 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 Eliminate the right, eliminate the wrong, eliminate the weak, eliminate the strong, eliminate the feelings, eliminate the late, eliminate the hope, eliminate! Elimination! 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 Eliminate the right, eliminate the wrong, eliminate the weak, eliminate the strong, eliminate the feelings, eliminate the late, eliminate the hope, eliminate the...
It's shower time, shithead.
Well, the grindcore scene is kind of like, it's all mixed in together. You've got like some of your hardcore people still, you know, that are into punk and stuff, and they like grindcore a lot. Then you have your people that are into the heavier thrash stuff that, you know, like grindcore too. So it's kind of like a crossover type thing. But I think generally a lot of people that would listen to like Metallica and stuff aren't into grindcore yet here. But over in Europe, like, you know, your whole crowd will be always just into grindcore. You know, they're all like death metal crowds and stuff over there. A lot of bands have been using keyboards in the studio and like live tapes and stuff like that for a really long time. You know, as far as I can remember back, you know, Merciful Fate, bands like that, they use keyboards. And to me, you know, it just, we're like, I guess, the only band that actually has a keyboard player like all the time.
I've had people come up to me like in Europe and go, man, you know, I'm so pissed off because I wanted to put keyboards in the band that we were doing a year ago. And I said, no, you know, it's not the thing. And then here comes your album. You know, and it's like, and it's there, and it's accepted, and they're kicking themselves in the ass for not having done it before, you know. It's really the only thing that's limited is movement, as far as being able to move around, you know, a whole lot. But since I'm pretty much locked behind there anyway, I'm limited to just thrashing where I'm at, so it doesn't matter if I'm on 3 feet or, you know, a huge stage.
I used to play Morbid Angel, and that was like back in 84 to 86, you know. Well, I think basically the Tampa and Florida whole scene is what happened. It started a long time ago, like the early 80s with bands like Nasty Savage and Death and Morbid Angel and Savatage. And what's happened is like the people have been into that kind of music for quite a long time, and they're just like used to it, and it breeds a lot of really good musicians there that want to do that kind of music.
Whenever anybody tells me they're thinking about moving their band down to Florida, I say, hey, you know, it couldn't hurt. Nocturnus is trying to get into the fantasy fiction with the evil, but also in various locations, you know, and any kind of bizarre locations we can like come up with and create a sonic image of that, you know.
Our songs are more like short stories, and they're all kept at a very fictional level, to where it's like, you know, somebody can't actually go out and, you know, build a time machine in their backyard and go back in time, you know. I mean, it's like when you have some bands that are talking about sacrificing people or whatever, you know, it's like, you know, people can actually go out and do that stuff, and that's where, you know, it gets, there's the line that you draw between, you know, real life and fantasy.
What we're really telling people is just, you know, go out and use your own strengths and you know, make your own way in this world, you know, basically. And that's like the real thrust of it. I mean, we do take a pretty brutal swing at Christ and his followers in a way, but really it's just like taking a swipe at them to try to, you know, bite them down a notch to show that that's really not you know, an all-inclusive thing that people just need to like blindly follow. Anything, any religion, Satanism, Christianity, anything like that.
Fuck this guy up. Some more. Give him another one. What a pussy.